सफीर पाकिस्तान, आपके जज्बों का तर्जुमान। वतन से दूर, वतन की आवाज और आपकी पहचान, सफीर पाकिस्तान। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलामु अलैकुम। नाज़रीन, आपका मेज़बान वक़ार अली ख़ान प्रोग्राम सफीर पाकिस्तान के साथ हाज़िर खिदमत है। नाज़रीन, जैसे हम जानते हैं कि सफीर पाकिस्तान भरपूर तरीके से मसरूफ़ है पूरे अमेरिका में। अभी आपने लगातार एक्सक्लूसिव इंटरव्यूज़ देखे और मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपको काफ़ी इन इंटरव्यू से फ़ायदा पहुंचा होगा और आपकी मुलाकात भी हुई लोगों से। आज क्योंकि हमारे पास ऐसा कोई सच इंटरव्यू हम नहीं दे रहे हैं, इंटरव्यू हमारे पास बहुत हैं जो इंशाअल्लाह ताला आइंदे हफ्ते से हम शुरू करेंगे, लेकिन आज क्योंकि मैं काफ़ी ट्रैवल करता रहा हूँ पूरे अमेरिका में, तो काफ़ी बैकलॉग रहा है मेरे पास। तो आज आप देखेंगे प्रोग्राम जितने भी हैं लोकल ग्लोबल, वो सारे कैलिफोर्निया से होंगे, जिसमें एक रिपोर्ट है इमरान खान की, जो इमरान खान LA में आए थे और केयर का एक बहुत ही बिग इवेंट हुई थी कन्वेंशन सेंटर में। इसके अलावा NED का प्रोग्राम हुआ, हबीब अमेरिकन बैंक का प्रोग्राम हुआ। हबीब का आपको पता है कि लोगो भी चेंज हो गया है और उनका नाम भी चेंज हो गया है, वो कहते हैं हब बैंक। सो ये बहुत सी चीज़ें आज के प्रोग्राम में शामिल हैं और छोटी मोटी रिपोर्टें हमने लेकर आए हैं मुख्तलिफ स्टेट से, वो भी आज के प्रोग्राम में शामिल हैं। तो नाज़रीन, बिला किसी ताख़ीर के आपके लिए चलते हैं आज के लोकल ग्लोबल में। लगातार लोकल ग्लोबल देखिए, कम्युनिटी की कवरेज है, कम्युनिटी में क्या कुछ हो रहा है, LA में लोग क्या कुछ कर रहे हैं। तो हम चाहते हैं कि आप LA से भी इन टच रहें। तो आइए हम सब मिलकर देखते हैं ये प्रोग्राम लोकल ग्लोबल। अमेरिका और कनाडा में इमरान की मांग हमेशा से रही है, एक तो क्रिकेट के हीरो के हवाले से, दूसरी शौकत खानम और तहरीक इंसाफ के हवाले से। इमरान तेज़ी से उभरने वाले वो लीडर हैं जिससे उम्मीदें वाबस्ता थी कि वो पाकिस्तान में तब्दीली अगर कोई ला सकता है तो इमरान खान है। बड़े जल्सों के बाद लोगों ने तहरीक इंसाफ में शमूलियत और शिरकत अख्तियार की, लेकिन पाकिस्तान की सियासत में कुछ लो और कुछ दो पर सौदा होता है। इमरान खान के पास इस वक्त सिर्फ वादे हैं और उम्मीदें हैं। दूसरी तरफ अमेरिका में आबाद पाकिस्तानियों की एक बड़ी तादाद इमरान खान के मुसलसल अमेरिकन मुखालफत से इनसे दूर कर दिया है। इमरान के रफाई और फलाही कामों के लिए हर किस्म की दौलत और मदद हाजिर है, लेकिन अमेरिकन मुखालफत और ड्रोन अटैक के मामले में पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन इनके साथ नहीं।
अगर आप प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन गए पाकिस्तान के, तो क्या आप ड्रोन अटैक रुकवा देंगे?
Will Tehreek Insaf government stop drone attacks? Very short answer, yes. Because it has been done with the complicity of Pakistan government. Carl Levin, when he asked the question to Admiral Mullen in the Senate hearing committee, he asked Admiral Mullen, why are you doing drone attacks if the Pakistan government is objecting? Mullen replied that we are doing it with the consent of the Pakistan government. So Carl Levin then says, why isn't the Pakistan government being honest with its people? Why is it indulging in this duplicity? So the answer is that if a Pakistan government, which is sovereign, which is credible, which has the public mandate, if it stands up and tells the US that the drone attacks are completely counterproductive, rather than winning the war, you are actually losing the war because of drone attacks, because it is creating more anti-Americanism, it's turning more people towards the militants, it's a never-ending war, plus it is against all humanitarian laws.
पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन समझते हैं कि पाकिस्तान में दहशतगर्दी, मारधार, कत्ल और गारतगरी में तालिबान का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है। इमरान खान के बारे में मशहूर हो रहा है कि वो ड्रोन अटैक की मुखालफत को सिर्फ इलेक्शन के लिए इस्तेमाल करना चाहते हैं ताकि वो इलेक्शन जीत कर सुरखरू हो सकें। एक सवाल के जवाब में इमरान खान ने कहा कि लोग पार्टी में आते जाते रहते हैं, हम कोई NGOs नहीं।
About people coming and going, देखिए, लोगों के आने जाने से कभी पार्टी ना कामयाब होती है ना फेल होती है। सारी नून लीग काफ लीग में चली गई, नून लीग तो सारी काफ लीग बन गई थी, तो वो जब इलेक्शन हुआ तो फिर नून लीग जीत गई। तो एक्चुअली पार्टी सिर्फ तब हारती है जब उसका नजरिया खत्म हो जाता है। तो आने लोगों की आप फिक्र ना करें, लोग आते जाते रहेंगे।
उन्होंने कहा कि अगर मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनता हूं तो ड्रोन अटैक का मामला रुक जाएगा। इमरान ने बैनुल-अक़वामी ताल्लुकात का जिक्र करते हुए कहा कि मैं मगरिब या इंडिया का मुखालिफ नहीं हूं और हिंदुस्तान मेरा पसंदीदा मुल्क है। मैं तालिबान के खिलाफ जंग का ऐलान नहीं करूंगा, बल्कि उनके साथ ताल्लुकात कायम करके पाकिस्तान में अमन कायम करूंगा।
By condemning the Taliban, you're not going to win the war. Can you if I keep condemning them, everyone has been condemning them for 8.5 years. Has it made any difference? You have to find a solution. It's not a solution. So somehow this idea that if Imran Khan every day condemns Taliban, somehow they'll give up their arms and say, look, Imran Khan is saying, please throw down your arms and we will give up. Thank you, Imran Khan. We follow you and so this is just stupidity. For 8.5 years, everyone has been condemning the Taliban. You're not going to win the war. There has to be a solution, and the only party that is giving a solution is Tehreek-e-Insaf. No other party to date has come up with a solution.
उन्होंने कहा कि ISI पाकिस्तान की अहम इदारा है। ISI पर कोई इल्ज़ाम साबित करके दिखाए। कोई ऐसा सबूत नहीं है जिससे ये मालूम हो कि ISI डबल गेम कर रही है। डबल गेम तो अमेरिका कर रहा है। उन्होंने कहा कि जनरल कियानी ने अपना काम कर दिया है। अब सियासी लीडरों का काम है कि वो कोई ऐसी पॉलिसी बनाएं जिससे अमेरिका, अफगानिस्तान और पाकिस्तान में मफाहमत हो सके। उन्होंने कहा कि फ़ौज ने पाकिस्तान के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा कुर्बानियाँ दी हैं। उन्होंने खारजा पॉलिसी के बारे में वजाहत करते हुए कहा कि हमारी खारजा पॉलिसी बिल्कुल नाकाम हो चुकी है। हम चाइना, अमेरिका, भारत और रूस के दरमियान डोल रहे हैं। मैं आज आपको बता रहा हूँ, तहरीक-ए-इंसाफ इलेक्शन जीत रही है और आने वाला वज़ीर आज़म आपके सामने खड़ा है।
कोई पाकिस्तान की ताकत अब तहरीक-ए-इंसाफ को नहीं हरा सकती इंशाअल्लाह। आप ये देखेंगे कि जिस दिन इलेक्शन का रिजल्ट आ रहा होगा, उस दिन रात को सारे पाकिस्तान में आज़ादी की सेलिब्रेशंस हो रही होगी।
ये हकीकत है। जब इलेक्शन होगा और उसका ऐलान होगा, सुनामी का नज़ारा सब देखेंगे। नाज़रीन, अमेरिका में 9/11 के बाद पैदा होने वाले बच्चों को शदीद मसाइल का सामना है, क्योंकि 9/11 के बाद मुसलमानों के खिलाफ हेट क्राइम और तशद्दुद के वाक़यात में इजाफा हुआ है।
This is the first time ever for the Muslim community to take members of the community to Sacramento, to the capital in Sacramento, to lobby and advocate on issues that are important to the American Muslim community, to speak and empower the 1 million strong California Muslims who seem sometimes dispersed. We are committed to building an active, informed and empowered community that earns the respect of elected officials and policymakers. For the election itself this year, we've been very busy. The Government Relations Department has been very busy producing our scorecard of congressional and state elected officials. On the civil rights aspect, our civil rights department now has 3 lawyers in LA. If you remember, last year were 2, the year before were 1, and so on. So now we have 3 who are working to defend the rights of our community and others in this country. Muslim youth are facing at their high schools, junior high, and in college, being bullied for who they are, for their identity, for their background, for their religious appearances, and for practicing their faith. Bullying is an issue we're dealing with, and anti-bullying is something that we're committed to pushing in the community and beyond by working with the federal government, state officials, and other organizations that are working in this area.
Even though it's hard to understand such hatred and ignorance, I could not have been prouder of my community holding firm, so that we broke ground for our mosque just a few weeks ago.
I see people from my masjid and from my city, whether they're Muslim or not, come together for the single purpose of raising our masjid to.
We the Muslim youth strive for our masjids so we're able to pray and be with our Muslim brothers and sisters.
The Islamic center of my community is so important to me because it helps me identify with a sense of spirituality that I so crave and that is so absent in today's society.
When I am there, I can not only practice my faith and be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but also have fun with my Muslim friends while doing so.
My masjid is important because it is a place where we pray and it is a place where we listen to scholars who say how to be a Muslim.
I love my masjid because I learn about Islam and my friends and family are there to enjoy it with me.
We're not just Generation 9/11.
We are the future. We are the ones that will be running the world one day. And instead of negativity and discouragement, what we need from our teachers and from our elders is their support and their examples.
And your confidence in our ability to be able to protect the rights given to us by our Constitution and protect our faith from unlawful attacks.
And we will stand up for our rights and strive at constructing our mosques, from the first nail to the last shingle.
Insulting our prophet, making claims that our MSA is connected to the Muslim Brotherhood, which they claim is a terrorist organization, and also calling for the Northern community to shut down the MSA at Northern High School. We helped us organize a town hall meeting with all the parents to create an action plan. We worked with other students organizations on campus, and we made a documentary educating students about Muslims on campus.
इस सिलसिले में स्कूल और कॉलेजों में मुसलमान बच्चों को हक़ारत और दुश्मन की निगाह से देखा जाता है, अगरचे इन बच्चों का इसमें कोई कसूर नहीं है, और ये वजह है कि वो अपनी मसाजिद से करीब रहते हैं और एक किस्म की सिक्योरिटी महसूस करते हैं। इस मौके पे बच्चों ने इलेक्शन के बारे में अपने ख्यालात का भी इज़हार किया।
Hi, my name is Mason Latif, and I'm here at the CARE National Banquet Annual. When I get asked which candidate is better, Obama or Romney, it is an obvious choice of Obama, because surely he's a great man. His decisions on Obamacare are truly respectable. Romney is just, his ideas are unpolitic. I think Obama is the better candidate and the better choice for your America.
My name is Dawood Salehi. I think I'm going to vote for Barack Obama because, he's very good in, healthcare and for the Muslims and for the, everyone. And for the reason I'm not voting for Romney because, he doesn't back up his political reasons for everything. So, inshallah, all the Muslims can benefit from this, and go GOTV.
I just want to say that Barack Obama's name is Barack Hussein Obama. This is truly a blessing. His ideas are great. So I think that Obama is better for the Muslims and better for the nation. Jazakallah khairan.
अमेरिका के जनरल इलेक्शन से हटकर अगर देखा जाए मुसलमानों को किन मसाइल का सामना है, वो भी निहायत अहम है। यहाँ के मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के लिए, जिनको रंगो मजहब, मस्जिद जलाए जाने, कुरान जलाए जाने, इमिग्रेशन जैसे मसाइल का शदीद सामना है। स्कूलों और कॉलेजों में हेट क्राइम जैसे हालात ने मुसलमानों को ये मौका दिया है कि वो इलेक्शन में 4 मिलियन वोटों के साथ बारगेन करें। मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी इस साल बाकायदा कैंपेन चला रही है कि वोट कैसे इस्तेमाल किया जाए और किस किस प्रोपोजिशन को सपोर्ट किया जाए। यहाँ अमेरिका में इलेक्शन के बारे में लोगों ने अपने ख्यालात का इजहार करते हुए कहा,
But as you know, the Constitution does not apply to the private sector. So employers can discriminate against you unless the legislature passes laws to stop that. And that's why the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was so important. It told the private sector you cannot engage in religious discrimination or discrimination based on national origin or discrimination based on race. And that's one reason in the state legislature I was very proud to co-sponsor Assembly Bill 1964.
Of course, in dealing with Islamophobia, CARE LA was part of our national effort to challenge the anti-Sharia bills and campaigns, to counter the mosque opposition bills and efforts and programs, and expose and work to end the use of anti-Muslim trainers by local and federal law enforcement agencies. There are some problems we're facing as a nation today. We're facing major issues. The no-fly list. Of course, when I say these, most Muslims are very familiar with what I'm saying. Flying while Muslim, no-fly list, profiling at the airports, always random, it just happens. US citizens being denied the right to come back home after traveling overseas. CARE has worked on several of these cases just recently. US residents having their citizenship denied or delayed. US politicians and candidates bashing Islam and Muslims to gain popularity. Our government, our own government, spying on us and on our mosques. Law enforcement agencies such as NYPD, the FBI, hiring, paying taxpayers' money to hire agent provocateurs, not informants, agent provocateurs to entrap young Muslims in our mosques and force them to engage in illegal activities, illegal religious extremism and violent activities. This is our own government. This is not the best that America can bring. We are committed to defending our right to freely worship in this country. What is CARE's response has been when it comes to upholding our constitution and defending our faith?
What is the Pakistani community facing the problem?
Pakistani community is facing a lot of problems, and the good thing I should say with the Democratic Party is they are for the normal people. That's something I don't have problems making a statement at.
Muslims and Pakistanis specifically in America are faced with some unique challenges. The first challenge is that we have to cross both sides of the fence. On one side we have a lot of loyalty to the United States because this country has been good to us, and the other side we feel for Pakistan and all the things which are happening there. For example, the recent attempted assassination of Malala and things like that, with the minorities, the extremists that are being that are fostering this kind of hatred in Pakistan. It's very unsettling, and as Americans and as Pakistanis specifically, we have to reach out, we have to talk about it, we have to make sure that those extremists are taken out so that they don't have a voice in this democracy, evolving democracy of Pakistan.
नाज़रीन, आज लॉस एंजलिस में यूथ कॉन्फ्रेंस का इनेकाद हुआ और यहाँ पे मुख्तलिफ़ यूनिवर्सिटी से तलबा को इनवाइट किया गया था और कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के प्रोफेसर भी आए थे जो कि एज ए मॉडरेटर थे इस प्रोग्राम के अंदर। और ये पहला इनिशिएटिव था, ये पहली बार पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन यूथ कॉन्फ्रेंस का इनेकाद जो है समझ लें बारिश का ख़तरा है, और उसको ऑर्गेनाइज़ करने का मकसद ये है कि पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन यूथ को किस तरीके से यूनाइट किया जाए, कैसे नेटवर्क की जाए और कैसे उनको एजुकेट किया जाए कि वो अमेरिका में किस तरीके से आगे बढ़ें और तरक्की हासिल करें और पार्ट ऑफ द अमेरिकन पॉलिटिक्स बने। क्योंकि यहाँ पे ये देखा जा रहा है कि जो पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन यूथ हैं उनकी सरपरस्ती थोड़ी सी कम है, लेकिन क्योंकि कौंसल जनरल का ये पहला इनिशिएटिव है और तमाम जो स्टूडेंट हैं उनको एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे जमा किया गया है और यूथ कॉन्फ्रेंस का इनेकाद किया गया है ताकि उनमें अवेयरनेस पैदा की जाए कि उनमें पोटेंशियल क्या है और वो किस तरीके से दूसरी सोसाइटी के साथ मिलकर रह सकते हैं, यानी कि हाउ टू गेट अलॉन्ग विद अदर कल्चर, मज़हब, तंजीमों के साथ मिलकर रह सकें।
My name is Nafisa Andrabi. I've been given the charge and the honor to be your MC today for the very first Pakistani American conference in LA. This conference was created by a group of young professionals who really saw a need to create a space for Pakistani American youth and young professionals to sort of come together and have really meaningful discourse on some very real issues.
I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Ramasa Rahman. This all kind of started with the inception of the Council General, Rifat Masood. She had envisioned of doing a conference like this. She had approached me and said, we need to get the youth together and do something. And I mentioned to her about an organization that I was involved in called Young Malak, and that's Young Muslim Americans Leadership Advisory Council. While planning this, people had asked, Ramasa, why are you doing this conference? Why are you so passionate about this? Well, let me tell you, I was born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska. Growing up, I would have done anything to have a conference like this growing up. In Los Angeles, we have the resources, we have the people, we have the youth, so why not do it?
I joined Young Malak about a year ago, and I joined because one of the board members at that time said to me, it's great to volunteer at events, and we want to do that. But with Young Malak, we want to do a little bit more. We want to engage in transformative behavior that empowers people
This has been my vision for since I've arrived in Los Angeles, in fact, to have a forum or to have an opportunity in bringing young Pakistani American students and professionals together. But we have our favorite person, and I must acknowledge him, Sheriff Lee Baca. You are the torch that leads the way for all of us and makes it easy for us to walk with our head held up high, because he is the loudest voice in support for the Muslim American community and the Pakistani American community. And without the leadership of the sheriff, I don't think that any of us would be able to do half of the things, in fact, more than half of the things that we do.
The president won his election. Okay, it was an amazing tribute of the young vote as well as the women's vote. The kind of the pundits are saying that's how he won. That took him over the top. What was more significant was not the day that he won, but a speech he was giving to young people the day after. First time in the history of his presidency that I've ever seen him cry. And when he had the tears coming down his eyes, it was not something he could control. You know, when you cry as to what he was crying about, was that his whole idea of his life when he was younger, before he got into politics, is that he was able to try and organize young people in tough neighborhoods, neighborhoods that were in transition. He was trying to organize them to reach to their better self, to get their college education, to have a dream.
As a Pakistani American, how would you describe yourself?
I think Pakistanis really need to help out people in the disability community, because a lot of parents don't accept that. I think we always need to find this kind of middle ground where we're kind of taking the Western and the Eastern values and finding an identity for ourselves.
You know, am I Pakistani? Absolutely. I mean, this is where I was born. My first language is Urdu. You know, my citizenship is Canadian. You know, I've got a green card, and this year is when I can convert to citizenship, and I will do that. You know, but of course, you want to be a citizen, and you want to be able to vote and participate in that. You know, we are incredibly diverse, incredibly successful. You know, if you look at, and I don't mean this in a boastful kind of way. My parents worked in factories. We were anomalous. You know, my Muslim friends, my Pakistani Muslim friends, their parents were engineers, doctors, lawyers, business owners. You know, my parents were the outliers.
In your personal opinion, what does being visible or active in the community mean to you?
And we felt being involved, being visible in the community means to us is to actually take part in various aspects of society. Going beyond just your job or your schooling, but to actually become involved in different organizations through volunteer efforts and to lead in different areas of life.
I believe that there are a lot of us who don't feel there's a strong sense of a Pakistani American identity that is recognized by a larger society. I am one of those people personally who has sometimes felt something, I guess you could call it India envy. That if you look at how much attention India has gotten in terms of the up-and-coming country, the place where all the Indian American kids win the spelling bees, they're constantly getting attention for what they do, and it's sort of a model American immigrant community right now. I had a writer friend who, she had put out a graphic novel. She's Indian American. It's interesting. She was saying, I was telling her that I had this India envy, and I sat there and thought, everybody associates you with this up-and-coming country. Everybody thinks of you and yoga. Everybody thinks of you and all kinds of cool new trends and Bollywood and so on. And nobody talks about Lollywood. And she said, oh, come on. She said, I wish I were Pakistani American.
Do you see in the older Pakistani American generation and your own?
Things that you hear like on certain news channels or things that people will even just say out in public, and how that affects us. And then I was thinking about my dad's generation and how they were at a time when there was, you know, you could argue there was even less global awareness. My dad immigrated to California from Pakistan in 1969. And I was thinking about when he came, probably nobody had any contacts at all. Like, he probably just seemed really foreign. And what kind of comments did he get?
In your own experience, what has it been like living in a multi-ethnic and multi-religious place?
I guess we were always raised in a way to be open-minded about everything around you and just to learn, because it just broadens your experiences. And I think when you grow up in that sort of environment or mentality, you do realize that there are many more similarities and there are differences, and then you actually get to learn about the differences and find the beauties in them as well.
Yeah, I feel like it broadens just your whole entire perspective of engaging with other folks, and particularly I think that it helps in understanding the shared histories of a lot of communities that immigrated here, particularly in the advent of colonialism. I feel like a lot of that has brought a lot of baggage into the States. And so I think that to be able to understand that, me coming from a place from South Asia versus someone coming from South America or even Africa, we have these similarities that we can talk about.
There's two things that I think as Pakistani Americans we have to consider and think about, just by nature of our existence in that light. Number one is our own histories, meaning the histories of our family, the histories of ourselves, whether it's this country or elsewhere. And that to remember, as Malcolm X informed us and reminded us, that you can't hate the roots of the tree without hating the tree itself. That regardless of what's going on in different areas of Pakistan, regardless of different ideas that go out there, regardless of what you see in the media, you cannot hate the roots of the tree without hating the tree itself. If you cannot find beauty in the elements of your Pakistani heritage that you have, then you're going to hate yourself.
Personally, I feel there needs to be a significant effort to really bring our community together. I think there's a lot of talent, a lot of resources, but in our community, alhamdulillah, is very successful. So I do think that we need to make this is a wonderful effort, and I hope to see more events like this. But we need to organize more networking events.
Be more active within your community, but also be active outside of your community, because that's how you grow your community. And that's how people realize who you are. And as the Council General said, it's all about integration. It's all about integrating ourselves with outside communities as well, because then that gives them a better understanding of who we are.
What do you think? What is the benefit? What is the outcome of this youth conference?
Yeah, I think it's to integrate Pakistanis together and to make sure that we're growing our community relationships with each other and getting to know each other better. And I think the youth needs to hear from the people that are our age, that have gone through and experienced being first-generation Pakistani Americans, and to understand our experiences and what has happened with us, and it's not too dissimilar from what they've gone through and what they're going through as well. And it's important for them to understand that they have to look outside of just the Pakistani community and grow community relationships and just build with each other.
What potential do you see in the Pakistani American youth in American politics?
I think there's great potential, as with any minority group in America that kind of comes into their own and feels that they can make a contribution to society here. I think the Pakistani youth have the same opportunity. We have a very diverse community with a lot of resources, and it should be a natural development that we have more political involvement.
The youth really need to be revitalized, and we need to come together as a community and to learn how to integrate ourselves into American society.
Barack Obama said that he got a support from the youth, and he was crying on TV, and he was so happy, and he was so thankful to the youth and young generation they voted for him. What do you think about that?
I believe the youth is the power in any country. Even if you see in our Pakistani politics, the youth are the ones which are going to cause the change. And even here, the youth are the ones which are really powerful.
I think the fact that it's the first Muslim youth conference for Pakistani American youth is so important. That we as Pakistani Americans need to have these kinds of opportunities, I think, for our youth, to give them a sense of not just who they are, I mean, they know who they are, but that sense of empowerment, that sense of connection, and that sense of working with other communities. Other communities are really good at doing this.
There's very little integration of the community within the mainstream American community. And I felt that there was a gap, which I believed could be filled by our young people.
when I was growing up here, people didn't know what Pakistan was or where it was. So when you would say I'm Pakistani American, people didn't understand. It was always I'm Indian, and you'd get away with that. And now people have a much more better understanding of what Pakistan is.
Los Angeles and Orange County alone, I feel like there's a huge concentration of Pakistani Americans. I know the PSAs are very involved, and I know that they actually are, they do such great events throughout the year, and they're just so active and so willing, you know, to do great work.
Pakistani youth that are in America right now can change, you know, the negative perception that is here in America of Pakistanis. The best way to do that, I think, is to really put a smile on your face, go out there, be a part of your community.
I think that, so I know some of the people who are working with this conference. I've known them for in a large or small capacity, and I think that that it's really important, especially right now, for women and for the youth to realize that they have a really strong and influential voice, and to really work on like bringing that voice to the forefront.
It's time for the Pakistani youth and the Muslim youth to step out and make their voice heard. So this is like the perfect place to engage and meet other people like them and make those connections and be inspired to be future leaders, because that's what we need right now.
We should be strong as a community, strong as individuals as well. And, you know, we talk about other people being, you know, way ahead of us, and we could be the same. You know, all we need is to go out there and show our support and show that we are united and set aside differences, and we could be, you know, one of them.
We as American Pakistanis are not aware of what's going on. We just see what's going on in the media, but we're not aware of the different parties. We only know about one or two of them, but there's actually 5 different ones. So we should take a step forward and try to learn more about it, because Pakistan is our culture and our background, and whoever wins is going to affect us in the long run too.
I would like ultimately to fill this room with people that look like me, with the Pakistani people, because without them coming together, they're not going to learn to understand one another. We're helping the Pakistanis, you know, come out and engage, and maybe, you know, listening to the panels, they have the opportunity to maybe learn something different today, and maybe come out of their shell in other ways, and engage. But we need the American people to understand what they're going through, and to understand that there are similarities. There are likes and dislikes in culture and food and sports and education and everything. And I think if we, you know, do our best to eliminate the myths and create more understanding, I think that we'll be successful.
शालीमार बना रहे हैं हम इसको। बताया आपको एक बड़ा तारीखी नाम है। हाँ जी, बहुत मशहूर नाम है पाकिस्तान का, शालीमार। शालीमार माशाल्लाह अच्छा नाम है और बड़ा मशहूर है, और जहाँ शालीमार का नाम आता है वहाँ जायका भी आता है, खूबसूरती भी आती है, ब्यूटी भी आती है। तो बलबीर सिंह, आप कब से कर रही हैं, आप कब से रन कर रहे हैं? माशाल्लाह देखा आपकी बड़ी अच्छी सेटअप है। हमको ये 3 साल हो गए इसको रन करते हुए। 3 साल से? हाँ, 3 साल से कर रहे हैं। माशाल्लाह बैंक्वेट हॉल तो आपने बड़ा सॉलिड बनाया है, बहुत अच्छा टाइलिंग, ये वो चेयर, कवर चेयर बड़ा दिल से बनाया, काफ़ी आपने पैसा खर्च किया है, बहुत पैसा लगाया इसके ऊपर। तो लोगों के लिए लगाया है, चलो कम्युनिटी को थोड़ा उसकी हेल्प हो, पैदा हो उसका, तो ठीक है। कम्युनिटी देखिए, कम्युनिटी में रहना है तो माशाल्लाह तो ये सब फूड इसमें हलाल होगा। हाँ, फूड हलाल होगा यार। अब ये है कि माशाल्लाह यहाँ पे जो बड़ी गुड न्यूज़ है, आप यहाँ का रुक कीजिए, यहाँ का बैंक्वेट हॉल बड़ा खूबसूरत है, देख रहे हैं माशाल्लाह ज़बरदस्त बनाया, और 500 की कैपेसिटी है, 100 200 का। मुबारक है ना बलबीर सिंह, मुबारक हो आपको, एंड कांग्रेचुलेशन फॉर द गुड नेम शालीमार।
ये बलदेव साहब ने जो तकरीबन 3-4 साल पहले यहाँ पर जो होटल बनाया था, उसकी कम्युनिटी में काफ़ी मकबूलियत थी, लेकिन फिर बाद में बलदेव साहब ने सोचा कि इसको शालीमार के नाम से इसको रन किया जाए, कि शालीमार में वो खूबसूरती भी है नाम आते ही, और कम्युनिटी में यकजहती का भी एक वो उसमें से उनसर निकलता है। तो मैं जब भी आया हूँ यहाँ पर 500 के अफराद की गुंजाइश है, लेकिन छोटी बड़ी सारी तकरीबात हो सकती हैं। हॉल में बड़े एडजस्टमेंट करने का उनके पास अच्छा इंतज़ाम है। किसी को छोटी तकरीब करनी है उसके लिए भी, किसी को बड़ी तकरीब करनी है वो भी। और मैं कई तकरीबात में आया हूँ और वाकई यहाँ पर जो भी इंतजाम होते हैं और खाना होता है बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त होता है।
Kandahar Afghan and Arabian restaurant, a fine dining Mediterranean cuisine with a large variety of mouth-watering delicacies suiting your taste and mood, including chicken, lamb, fish platters, combo platters, fresh and juicy sizzling gyros, and kids menu. Best in New Jersey, the first one on Oak Tree Road. Shalimar Group of Restaurants. For detail, please contact Kandahar Afghan and Arabian restaurant, Oak Tree Road, Islin, New Jersey, 732-283-0900. शालिमार मल्टीकल्चरल केटरिंग, हमारे मल्टीकल्चरल केटरिंग एक्सपर्ट्स की खिदमत। शानदार इंडोर एंड आउटडोर केटरिंग्स, वेडिंग्स, एनिवर्सरीज, रिलीजियस इवेंट्स और कॉन्सर्ट्स आपके पसंदीदा 5-स्टार होटल्स और हॉल्स में या आपके घर की दहलीज पर। हमारी केटरिंग की महारत, पाकिस्तानी फूड्स, अफगान एंड अरेबियन फूड्स एंड हलाल चाइनीज फूड्स, आला फूड वैरायटी आपके बजट में। 10,000 से ज्यादा अफराद की केटरिंग के आला इंतजाम, मनी बैक गारंटी के साथ। शालिमार केटरिंग, 732-283-3350।
पाकिस्तान की बेटी हूँ, मैं बिन्ते पाकिस्तान हूँ।
नाज़रीन, आप देख रहे थे प्रोग्राम लोकल ग्लोबल फ्राम A to Z। क्या हुआ लॉस एंजलिस में? डेफिनेटली अगर आपके शहर में भी कोई ऐसी तकरीब होती है तो हमसे राब्ते में रहें। मैंने पहले ही बताया कि आई एम लुकिंग फॉर प्रोड्यूसर, रिपोर्टर, फोटोग्राफर, वीडियोग्राफर, कॉपी राइटर्स एंड स्टोरी राइटर्स, और हमसे रब्ता कायम कर सकते हैं। हमारा ईमेल देख रहे हैं, हमारा फ़ोन नंबर देख रहे हैं। नाज़रीन, जैसे हम जानते हैं कि हमेशा सफीर पाकिस्तान की कोशिश रही है कि वो अच्छे से अच्छे और बेहतरीन से बेहतरीन प्रोग्राम पेश करें। काफ़ी लोग मुझे कॉल करते हैं अपने पर्सनल मसाइल के सिलसिले में, उनके पर्सनल इश्यूज़ होते हैं, और जिसमें ज़्यादातर इमिग्रेशन के इश्यूज़ हैं कि जी हमने वीज़ा अप्लाई किया है, कौंसलेट में वीज़ा नहीं लग रहा है, हमने इस्लामाबाद में हमारा वीज़ा अप्लाई हुआ है, पासपोर्ट रख लिया है, लेकिन वीज़ा नहीं रख रहा है, कह रहे हैं कि अभी एडमिन प्रोसेस में है। और कुछ लोग पाकिस्तान से आते हैं बिज़नेस वीज़े पे, वो कहते हैं जी हमें ग्रीन कार्ड चाहिए या हमें यहाँ पे लीगल स्टेटस चाहिए। तो डेफिनेटली उसके लिए बहुत सी इश्यूज़ हैं। डेफिनेटली इमिग्रेशन अटॉर्नीज़ हैं, वो आपको सही राय दे सकते हैं। और जो हार्टेस्ट ये है कि अगर आप H1 के अहल हैं और H1 ओपन वाला हो और आप उसके करीब यहाँ पर मौजूद हों, तो आप किसी कंपनी के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं और वो आपको H1 आपके लिए स्पॉन्सर कर सकता है। इसके अलावा डेफिनेटली पॉलिटिकल असाइलम है। अगर आप देखते हैं कि वाकई बहसत माइनॉरिटी पाकिस्तान में आप पर जुल्म हो रहा है या किलिंग हो रही है, तो आप पॉलिटिकल असाइलम के लिए भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। और देयर आर सो मेनी अदर वेज यू कैन टॉक टू द अटॉर्नीज़। और हमारी कोशिश होती है कि हम आपको गाइड करें, एडवाइस करें, लेकिन हम आपका वीज़ा या ग्रीन कार्ड या ऐसे काम हम नहीं करा सकते, हम सिर्फ एडवाइस दे सकते हैं, और आज भी हम आपको एडवाइस दे रहे हैं। नाज़रीन, इसके अलावा जैसे जानते हैं कि पाकिस्तान में इलेक्शन की गहमा गहमी शुरू हो चुकी है और अमेरिका का इलेक्शन हो चुका है, ओबामा साहब आ चुके हैं। अब हमारा फ़र्ज़ है कि हम मेन स्ट्रीम में शामिल हों, अमेरिकन पॉलिटिक्स में हिस्सा लें और अपने कांग्रेसमैन, सैनेटर्स, काउंसिलमैन से राब्ते में रहें, ताकि आपका भी से रहे, क्योंकि आपको आगे बढ़ के इस प्रोसेस में शामिल होना होगा कि अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपके मसाइल का भी हल हो। जैसे कि ये प्रोग्राम है, जैसे ये प्रॉब्लम है कि लोगों के पासपोर्ट जमा हो गए हैं लेकिन उनको एक्सेप्ट भी कर लिया, उनको वीज़ा नहीं करें, तो इस सिलसिले में अगर आपका पॉलिटिकल प्रोसेस में आप सैनेटर, कांग्रेसमैन, तो वो इसको पुश कर सकते हैं। नाज़रीन, ये थी आज की बातचीत। इसके साथ ही आपको मेज़बान वक़ार अली ख़ान आपसे जा चाहेगा। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।